everyone. Welcome to Omaha, Nebraska. It's the MASL2 Semifinals. John Wilsbach with you. Glad to have you along. It's the Harrisburg Heat taking on the Omaha Kings in pro indoor soccer. And what a game we've got on tap for you here tonight. The Harrisburg Heat have not been in this situation in many, many years. In fact, probably dating all the way back to 1995 when the Harrisburg Heat made it to the finals against St. Louis. And here, the Harrisburg Heat will be taking on the Omaha Kings. Harrisburg, an unbeaten season in the MASL 2, 12-0 on the year.
All the players that would like to belong with the Omaha Kings, please meet in section 119. Section 119 in 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Section
The Harrisburg Heat and Omaha Kings coming up on our broadcast on YouTube and go live. As these two teams get warming up. The Harrisburg Heat have never played the Omaha Kings. Last night, a controversy in MASL 2 as the Omaha Kings were defeated by Mexico City in the quarterfinals. After the game, it was realized that the head coach, Hernani Martinez, who is the head coach, also played in the game but was not listed as a player. And therefore, the league rule states that if a player is on that roster or not on the roster and plays, then you forfeit the game. And because he played and was not on the roster as a player but only as a coach, the league has made Mexico City forfeit, which gives the win to Omaha, and they will be the ones playing the Harrisburg Heat here in the semifinals. We're glad to have you along on YouTube and Go Live Sports. Also, glad to have you along on 91.1 FM in the Middletown, Harrisburg, Hershey area on the radio. And for those of you who listen to internet radio, you can go to WMSSFM.com and catch it there for internet radio only, or you can get the TuneIn app and put it on WMSS and catch the game there on internet radio. So we've got everything covered tonight for the Harrisburg Heat, YouTube and Go Live, 91.1 FM, and also on the internet at WMSSFM.com. Scratched for the Harrisburg Heat tonight, Andrea DeSoma, also Thomas Mullis, Andrew Wyvel, and Fede Diaz. Seth Krabby also scratched for this one. For the Omaha Kings, they have scratched Vinny Braga, K.O. Brito, and Angelo Sanchez. Let's run down the rosters for the Harrisburg Heat. Thomas Hogue, 2 goals on the season. Ray Troche, 2 goals on the season. Rashawn Panton, 10 goals. Frank Olar, 3 goals. Jeremy Raley, 3 goals. Danny Osuji, 6 goals. RJ Fuentes, 12 goals. Victor Pereira, 7 goals. Oscar Barrientos, 11. Angel Chavez, 1. Vinny Dantas back with the team after missing about 4 games. He's got 7 goals. Bruno Enrique, 10 goals. Malcolm Harris with 5. Felipe with 1. And of course, Thiago. He's familiar with playing out this way. And also playing for Florida. Thiago, league leader, MVP, 22 goals, 30 assists, 52 points on the season for Thiago Freitas da Silva. Was the points leader, the assists leader, second in goals, led the league in game-winning goals with 4. And what a great season he has had. Now, if you missed game 1 tonight, Iowa knocked off Certified Lions of Oklahoma City 8-5. So the winner of this game will get the winner of Iowa tomorrow at 5 o'clock right here on YouTube Go Live and 91.1 FM. Hugo is expected to start in net, the player coach for the Harrisburg Heat. 11-0 on the season with a 3.32 goals against average. The Omaha Kings, their roster. Morgan Penn, 3 goals. Mario Cerulli, 8 goals. Gabriel Gayotti, he's got 3 goals. Tiago Pantuza, no goals. Mejia with 5 goals. Jaffrey with 5 goals. Guilherme Alencar with 6. Daniel Zuckweiler with 5. Josu Jimenez, 3 goals. Manny Lira, 10 goals. Alan Jair Venezuela, no goals. Also got Brian Ariamo. He's got 2 goals. Ali Soto, 11. And Eduardo Monreal, no goals. Goalkeeper will be Tariq Ganga. 6.61 goals against average. The Harrisburg Heat and Omaha Kings will step out and take a break. We'll come back with more here on MASL2. semifinals here on YouTube in Omaha, Nebraska. Game 2 of our doubleheader coming up shortly. Omaha Kings and the Harrisburg Heat. This is MASL2 soccer. Stick around. We got more coming up here just minutes away from kickoff. The Harrisburg Heat taking on Omaha Kings. Oh, we're back here in Omaha, Nebraska. John Wilsbach with you. Actually, a little cold this morning, but what a beautiful city Omaha is. Very modern, still growing, very clean looking. Omaha, Nebraska. A couple hours west of Des Moines, Iowa, a little south of Lincoln. I think a few hours north of Kansas City also. And the Omaha Kings are the team hosting the MASL2 finals this year. Just so happened that the home city team, the Omaha Kings, lost last night in the quarterfinals that were in Des Moines, Iowa. But because of a break of the rules, a snafu with one coach playing in the game for Mexico City, the league deemed their game a forfeit for breaking the rule. And Omaha, who lost that game against Mexico City, actually makes the semifinals to play here in their home arena. Last game we had for you the owner and the head coach of Omaha, Manny, was here talking with us and talked about the struggles of having an indoor soccer team here in Omaha. Beautiful 8,000 seat arena here in Omaha. They're very big on their University of Nebraska at Omaha ice hockey team, which has done quite well over the years in the NCAA Division I ice hockey championships. Volleyball is big here. Of course, they hold the College Baseball World Series in Omaha. And this year, the MASL2 has opted to put the finals weekend here. They don't do it like the M1 that plays best of 3 home and homes with various teams. Here it's just a one and done neutral site, unless obviously the home team happens to make the playoffs. It would be nice if the Hershey area got it next year. If the Harrisburg Heat are in the M2, Heat could be back in the M1 next year. We don't know, but we'll have Carl Delmont, the owner of the Heat, on with us at halftime to talk about the future of the Harrisburg Heat. Will they be back in Harrisburg? Will they stay in Hershey? Will they be here in the M2 or go back up to the M1 with the Baltimores, Milwaukees, Kansas Cities, and coming into the season next year, Allentown, Pennsylvania, coming into the M1. So we look forward to that. And we're glad to have you on tonight, not only on YouTube and go live, but also on 91.1 FM in Middletown, Pennsylvania. And on the internet, you can listen to WMSSFM.com and catch us there on their Listen Live link or on the TuneIn app. And put that on WMSS. This one getting off to a later start than they had hoped. Remember, we are Central Time here, so technically it's only 7:23 here in Omaha. But they had wanted this game to start at 7 o'clock. The last game was Iowa defeating Oklahoma City 8-5. Iowa Demon Hawks will be in the finals tomorrow. That is a 5 o'clock Eastern start, 4 o'clock Central Time tomorrow on YouTube and here on WMSS and WMSSFM.com if the Harrisburg Heat win this game and make it to the finals. I fully expect them to. Omaha has a decent team, but I don't think they even come close to matching the caliber of talent this Harrisburg Heat team has. If you did miss the first game, they shortened the rink here. Now, this is an ice hockey rink field, very similar to Hershey Arena, but they shortened the end zone so they can get the net put down. So you're probably about 5 or 6 feet off the ends of where the normal corners of the rink would come out. And then they use a heavy plastic with a lighter plexiglass on the corners here of the arena. I was here this morning talking to some of the folks and watching them put this field together, and they really put it down. They do a nice job putting it down, but can get a little complicated at times. Still waiting on the start. Got the officials finally coming out now to the field, and I can see the players back in the runway area looking to get out and get this game started. Winner of this game gets Iowa, and now we will have the introductions. And Hugo Silva, player coach, starting for the Harrisburg Heat in net. Mentioned the scratches, DeSoma, Mullis, Andrew Wyvil's here, but he's still banged up. I don't think we'll get to see him. He'd been having a great season till that injury a few weeks back. But Diaz is not playing. Seth Krabby's here. He's been hot lately, but he is a scratch for this game. And they're still doing the starting lineups here. May have been Alejandro Rios who joined us on the first broadcast down there doing that for him. He knows a lot of these guys, and some of the Heat guys had played for that Iowa team a couple years ago. Still giving the introductions of the Harrisburg Heat. It's been a weird season for the Heat. Tough year last year. Unsuccessful on the field. After the season, Pat Healy stepped away as head coach. Still helps in the background with the team, player personnel. But Hugo took over as player coach. And then the Heat were having problems getting dates at the Harrisburg Farm Show Arena, so they moved to the Hershey Arena. Unfortunately, the Hershey Park Arena didn't have many early dates available, only in late March and April, so the Heat played its first 6 games on the road and then ended up playing the final 6 at home and winning all of them. An unbeaten 12-0 season for the Harrisburg Heat. You don't get that very often out of teams, but Iowa did the same thing. And that's why Iowa is where they're at. It was a successful year as well for Mexico City. Unfortunately, they had that incident last night with an ineligible player on the field. And that game ended up being forfeited after they won it. So a little controversy from that. So he already gave you the rosters of Omaha and Harrisburg. You just tuned in. You missed it. But you've got keeper Tariq Ganga in net. He averages 6.61 goals against average, where Hugo averages only 3.32 goals against average. So great to see folks on earlier on the chats. You're welcome to join in. Keep it fun, keep it nice, keep it civil. And I'll try to respond to any questions you might have. If you're watching this, welcome along our listeners from M1. Maybe you aren't checking out any games anywhere tonight, so you're taking our game in. We're happy to have you. We got the playoffs going on there. I know last night the San Diego Sockers beat St. Louis 6-5. The Baltimore Blast winning their first game against the Milwaukee Wave. They ended up losing the last 2 there. One game tomorrow in the M1, St. Louis at San Diego. This time we're going to have the playing of our national anthem. And good evening, everyone, from Omaha, Nebraska and Baxter Arena. John Wills back with you. Glad to have you along. Game 2 of our doubleheader today of MASL2 soccer, the semifinals. The Harrisburg Heat, unbeaten on the season, taking on the Omaha Kings. Kings just able to sneak into these playoffs and able to sneak into the semifinals after that incident last night in Des Moines. We're on the radio at 91.1 FM in the Harrisburg, Hershey, Middletown area of Pennsylvania. Harrisburg Heat wearing the white uniforms tonight. The Omaha Kings are in the light blue. Captain for the Harrisburg Heat at midfield is Malcolm Harris. Cerulli is the captain for Omaha. A little bit better of a crowd for this game since it's Omaha playing, but it was very, very light in that first game between Iowa and Oklahoma City. Vinny Dantas starting for the Harrisburg Heat. He's missed the last 4 games after having a monster game about a month ago. But he's back. He'll be starting with Osuji, Harris, Thiago, and Panton. Harrisburg will go from left to right. Omaha from right to left. And Harris with it. Osuji will play it back to Thiago. He'll move it forward, dumping it down into the right corner. Any Dantas on it, sends it back out of midfield. Thiago across the midfield stripe. He'll play to the right side. Rashawn Panton moves to the corner, shot. Nice grab there by the keeper, Genga. Loose ball out of midfield. Harris blocking it away, and Panton comes back for it. Rashawn's been having a little bit of a hot streak lately. He's got 10 goals and 10 assists. Down the corner, Cerulli trying to clear it out. All the way back in midfield. Jeremy Raley on it. Panton going off as RJ Fuentes comes in. And Hugo, he'll fire it all the way down into the corner. The Brazilian keeper coach. Here's Vinny Dantas, plays it to the middle. Out front it comes and deflects up and out of play. Good attempt there by Victor Pereiras. Corner kick coming up as that one got blocked out of play. Here's Manny, the head coach. We had him on last game at halftime. Restart to the middle. Oh, and just missing was Felipe on the far post. Comes out to Jeremy Raley. Fuentes working it around, sends it all the way back to his own end. Just underway, no score. Are you asking, where do you find the lineups? That's a great question. I don't know if the league is posting them on the M2 site or not. We'll just try to give you as many of the player names as we can as we go along here if they don't do that for you. Far side, Thiago gets by his man. Takes it down the left side and pokes it. Trapped along the boards. by Ganga. He'll take his time. He'll get it back. He'll try sending it up the middle. Stolen away by Osuji. Oscar gets it down in the corner, and it's brought back out. Lira up the far boards trying to get past Harris, and does. But it's Thiago trying to get to it. He gets rolled over, and they call the foul on Thiago. And Manny Lira is just a beast going down and taking out everyone trying to keep possession. Restart coming up, right wing boards for Omaha. Ball gets deflected away and sent back out. And Jaffrey comes all the way down. A little collision there as Panton was trying to put it past Ganga. Thiago out for Harris. He'll bring it back into his own end. Hugo sends it up for Panton. Knocks it forward, trying to get it for Bruno Enrique. Stolen away by Panton. Spin move at the line. Got pulled down, and there's your foul. Omaha not liking the call too much. Pantuza didn't care for it. Restart coming up here. Thiago will take it right near the top of the arc. He'll approach. He'll play it to his left. Shot gets deflected. Bruno trying to run it down again. Bruno Enrique, he has been playing great lately. Here comes Omaha back the other way down into the Heat zone. Ariamo losing it at midfield. Foul whistled against Omaha. So the Heat restart things near side midfield. Jeremy Raley up over on the far side. Bruno taking his time. Bruno Enrique back to Jeremy Raley. Raley's going to chip it down into the right corner. RJ Fuentes playing it back out of midfield. Raley again on it. Now Felipe at midfield. Over to Raley on the far side. Back for Felipe. Felipe in midfield. No score early here in the first. Angel Chavez sends it down for Fuentes. He'll play it back out for Raley. It's mostly been a possession game for the Heat thus far. Fuentes. Back again for Raley. Omaha a little shy at pushing up too far. Thiago. Now Osuji for the Heat at midfield. Near side Thiago. Here's Osuji moving in. Right corner around the boards. Goes behind Dantas and into the far corner. Omaha will clear it back out with the help of Gayotti. Ball went out of play though. It'll be a kick in for the Heat near side. Here's Thiago across midfield. Meg's the man as he passes to his left. Osuji has it at the point, back out for Thiago. Spelled and looks like Thiago. A lot of folks call him Thiago, but he doesn't mind Thiago, but asked him which one he preferred, and Thiago. Here's Dantas turning, faking into the corner, off the boards, knocked to the side by Ganga. Brought back out by Omaha. All the way back to Morgan Penn. Ganga clears it out. Harris on it. Sends it out of midfield. Intercepted there by Mejia. Forward goes Pantuza. Give and go, but the Heat back on it, trying to clear it out. Fuentes able to come up with it, and he does. Taps it out. Opportunity there for Omaha, but they couldn't get a good shot off. They'll try stepping in again with Gayoto. Kicked out of play. It touched, I thought, touched off of Omaha. Yep. And the official on the near side makes that call. Felipe will restart things. We've got a bunch of characters here in the crowd with horns and drums and noisemakers for this Omaha team. Hugo with it on the far side. He'll play it all the way up for Bruno. Knocks it off the boards and out of play as it got cleared out by Omaha. That was Valenzuela who knocked it out. Restart for Harrisburg. 8:24 to go in the first, new score. Semifinals. The winner of this game gets Iowa tomorrow night. 4 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Eastern. Heat with the ball, Pereiras. Left point, moves to the wing, shot blocked. Trying to clear it out. Bruno comes over with his shot blocked by Ganga, the keeper. Comes out to Felipe, and he'll send it out midfield to Rayleigh. The Heat keeping that pressure on. Felipe, far side Rayleigh. Right side is Bruno. He's battling, ball kicked up and out. They're saying last touch by the Heat though. $7:21 to go in the first. We're gonna get the midway break here in the quarter. We'll take a little break here as well. No score. Harrisburg and Omaha, semifinals of MASL2 when we return here in the semifinals. Now we're midway through this first quarter. No score, Harrisburg and Omaha. The Kings will restart in their own end. They'll play down near midfield. And Tuza back for Ganga. Heat pushing up, trying to keep that pressure on the back. Diego Pantuza sends it up the middle. Cerulli trying to get free, sends it down to his left. Jaffrey Pass intercepted by Chavez. Now Dantas comes up with it. He'll cross the near side. Harris, little room to run, but has to recollect the ball. Danny Osuji. Far side, here comes Thiago. Thiago working against Jaffrey of Omaha. Malcolm Harris for the Heat, down to the right side. Oscar trying to get free. He'll play it back out for Osuji. Near side, Thiago. Thiago, spin move to his right. His pass gets blocked and cleared back out. Harris setting it up for Osuji, near side Thiago. He'll dump it down the far corner, headed by Panton high, loose in front, goal! Oscar Barrientos. Oscar with the goal. 1-0 Heat. Time of the goal, 8:51. Oscar Barrientos. A 12th goal of the season for him. It's 1-0 Heat. Sure hope those ads weren't popping up during that goal. I've even noticed them for you folks watching on the YouTube feed that every now and then, right in the middle of action, a stupid ad will pop up. So hopefully we don't have issues with that in this broadcast. 1-0 Harrisburg. Goal by Oscar. Alan Carr with it. To the near side. Lira trying to take it down the corner. He's double teamed. He's able to steal it with the help of Pereiras. He'll move in right side and he pops it up and out of play. A good season for Victor Pereiras this year, 7 goals. Good hustle. Here's Danny Osuji out there on the back line with Harris right now. And Osuji with a header back out. Stolen back away by Penn. Moves in, plays it near the top. Penn gets it the top, blocked by Thiago. Good foot in there by Thiago. Trying to get it out for Harris, poked away. Thiago again knocks it, but Cerulli sends it back down into the corner. And Hugo comes up with it. Hugo goes to the top and fires it up for Thiago. He's got Pantuza near him. Then Dantas moving to his right. Gets the give and go, but whiffs on the follow-up, and Omaha brings it back out. Poked away by Thiago, but we'll get the foul as he knocks down Monreal from behind. 1-0 Heat. On the goal by Oscar Barrientos. Likes to go by Oscar. Pantuza with it for Omaha. Sent up the far boards. Ariano putting pressure on Hugo. Now Pereiras able to clear it the other way. Valenzuela losing it and is fouled. Free kick coming up for the Kings. It's a shame this Omaha team can't get more support out of the city. It's a beautiful arena, and if they had some great support, they would make a great addition to the M1. Keeper Ganga comes all the way out in midfield, trying to clear one up the field, collides with Roshan Panton, and went down. It's only a foul, though, on the Heat. Tariq Ganga is up, appears to be okay. He'll play it to the near side. Pantuza. Works it down along the near boards, and almost found Valenzuela moving in from the top, just off the mark. Heat poking it away. Oscar, now Rayleigh. Look out, here comes a breakaway. Fuentes down the middle, right side. Oscar tickles the twine. It's 2-0 Heat. What a great breakout by the Harrisburg Heat. Omaha overcommitted up in that front half of the field. And at 12-14. Oscar Barrientos with his second goal of the game. His 13th of the season. And it's 2-0 Heat. Fuentes will get the assist. Nice job by him to bring it all the way down to the middle and then just tap it to his right for the finish. You can only go so far before you know you've got that keeper committed to you or to the pass, and he timed it just right. Away from the play, little activity going on down in the goal box that you didn't get to see, but Bruno was having a little battle down there with Alan Carr and also the keeper, Ganga, a little pushing action going on. Thiago with it. Now Bruno versus Alan Carr. Bruno near the, I call it the yellow line. It's white, but it's what we normally have at most sites. All cleared back out. Felipe for Bruno. Back for Felipe. Volley shot wide. In steps Chavez. Comes back out Thiago. He'll send it all the way back to Harris. Made note in the last game. I'll make it again here in just a little bit about the benches on these two teams. Usually you have benches side by side. And here, the Harrisburg Heat are on the near side bench. Omaha's bench is on the opposite side. So used to all these years of having team benches next to each other. And here in this arena, it's different. 2-0 in favor of the Heat. Here's Vinny Dantas on the right wing. Spin move, shot, save, Ganga. Pokes it back up in the air, comes back out to Dantas at the right point. He'll play it all the way back to Jeremy Rayleigh behind midfield. 28 seconds to play in the first quarter. Panton. Rayleigh dumps it down the corner. Ganga heads it and then gets it back from Jimenez. Gave it away. Panton, he shoots and scores. Roshan Panton able to steal it out front, takes it to the right side and puts it top shelf. 3-0 Heat. Time of the goal, 14:48. And Roshan Panton's 11th goal of the season, unassisted. It's 3-0 Harrisburg. All sent back to the Heat zone. Hugo grabs on. He'll hold on as the time will expire. Take a couple-minute breather here and step out. 3-0 Harrisburg, leading Omaha in the semifinals after one quarter. This is the MASL2 semifinals. We're back. Omaha, Nebraska. Baxter Arena. 3-0 Heat. 2 goals by Oscar Barrientos. 1 from Rashawn Panton. 3-0 Heat. Coming up at halftime, Carl Delmont, the owner of the Harrisburg Heat, will be joining us. See if we can get some answers. Here's a save by Hugo. Bicycle kick. Not going well there for Cerulli. Some answers about the future of the Heat in the M1 or M2, in Harrisburg or in Hershey. Got a lot of Heat fans watching online. Great to have you back in the Harrisburg area. Here comes Fuentes, right side. His shot gets deflected up by Penn and out of play. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick here for the Harrisburg Heat. Malcolm Harris will take it. He'll play it to Bruno. His shot gets deflected out front. Oscar will put it up and out of play. 3-0 Harrisburg. They've got a wealth of goals this season, that's for sure. The highest scoring team in the MASL2, the Harrisburg Heat. Ganga getting pressure, playing it to the far side. Near side, Gallardo sending it down, and the Heat come away with it. Now Omaha gets it back. Ball deflects over to the right side. Lira. Now Pantuza, left side shot blocked by Osuji. Hugo goes over and knocks it along the boards, trying to get it up to Panton. He'll be in a foot race down the corner, but Ganga, the keeper, gets there first, knocks it back out to the line. Gonna get the foul on the Harrisburg Heat. Free kick coming up for Omaha. Tomorrow's championship game, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central Time. Loose ball in the far corner. Ganga couldn't grab it. It's still loose in the middle. He'd make a couple hits, and it will be a goal. Thiago. Ganga could not grab the ball for possession, and Omaha did all they could to try to get it out, and Thiago's able to finish it off last at 1:33 of the second. This year's MVP of the M2, Thiago with his 23rd goal of the year. 4-0 Harrisburg. They just know how to embarrass teams like they have this year. They need Dantas. Hustles back, gets to it first. Now we get the foul on Omaha again. Free kick for the Heat. I mean, when your coach is the goalkeeper, you know you better protect him. He's the coach. He can make decisions that will affect you. And he sees everything in that back line. Jeremy Ortiz is the assistant coach. He does a great job manning things from the bench. Comes Omaha the other way. A little pressure by Fuentes, loose ball, and Fuentes comes up with it, but popped it out too far out front. Monreal comes up with it. Over on the far side, Valenzuela. Cerulli. He'll play it back in midfield to Monreal. Battle on the far side, Lira trying to get to it. Go batter Pereira. Lira again, sends one right across the crease. No one there though for the Kings. Another shot, just high and wide and up and out of play for Cerulli. It'll be a goal kick for the Harrisburg Heat. as they lead it 4-0. And don't forget, for those Harrisburg fans, that Heat Score 4 promotion always in effect for home and away games and playoff games. The Heat score 4 more goals. Now the next day you get 50% off your Papa John's order from ordering online or on the app. So congratulations on the Heat Score 4 promotion. Here's a shot. Hugo right there to cut it off again. Nothing getting past him. Hugo getting it back from Jeremy Rail. He sends it down the midfield, and Raley has to come up for it, but he collides with Sodol, and it'll be just a foul. Omaha wanted a blue card on that one. Not going to get it. It was actually Brian Ariano who had the collision. So a restart coming up here. 4-0 Harrisburg. Ball sent high and wide from the right. Touched a Heat player on that deflection. It'll be a corner kick coming up. Nope. They rule it was not deflected. Restart Harrisburg. The official on the near side initially signaled that. Here's Rashawn Panton. Can't keep control. Cerulli comes up with it. He'll dump it down to the right side, and Hugo's going to go over there. He'll chip it high in the air, but out of play. The restart coming up here for Omaha at the top of the arc. So a nice opportunity for the Kings to possibly get back into this game as Harrisburg dominates 4-0. Restart. Cerulli steps out of the way. Lira to the left, and a goal for the Kings. Diego Pantuza from the left side. Time of the goal, 3:41 of the second. Diego Pantuza, in fact, that's his first goal of the season. Able to take it from the left, put it through a little bit of traffic, and makes it a 4-1 game. That woke up the Omaha fans here in attendance. Hugo sends it down into the corner. Gango will grab on. Ganga tries sending it one way. Harris sends it the other. This time he'll chip it out to the near side. Ramirez. Make that Jimenez sending it out. Zuckweiler plays it to the left side. Stepping in. Shot up and out of play. Gayoto. That'll be a goal kick for the Heat. But don't forget to check out all the action going on in the league. It's MASL2.com. Coming into the MASL 1 next year, Allentown out in the Lehigh Valley of Pennsylvania. Yeah, that would be nice if the Heat are back up in the M1. Have that close rivalry with Baltimore and also Allentown, just like they used to back in the day with the Philadelphia Kicks. Here's Fuentes on the left side. Thiago with it. Carl Delmont will be here with us, shot wide. At halftime, the owner of the Heat will try to see what we can dig out of that crystal ball. I know that obviously with planning for the next season, you know, he'll have to make a decision in the next month or two. Probably by the end of May. Here's Thiago, far side of Suji. The biggest issue is getting dates from Hershey Park Arena. That's because they have Lebanon Valley College ice hockey there. They still use it for the Hershey Cubs junior hockey. Here's Vinny Dantas. Let the ball slip away too far. If they can get the dates, we'll see what happens. Ball dumped down to the near side. Sodal sends it up and out of play. Touched by Dantas, it'll be a kick in for Omaha. 4-1 Heat. Restart will be from the left corner. It's going to be Lira taking it. He'll play it out front. Cerulli moves it down to the right corner. His kick off of Jeremy Raley. We'll get another restart coming up from the right corner. Manny Lira will again attempt to take it. He'll play it out front. Shot wide. Follow up by Jimenez. And then out of play. It'll be the Heat ball. A restart coming up. (4-1) Harrisburg. 2 goals by Oscar, 1 by Panton, 1 by Thiago. But Omaha, with that goal, getting a little more possession now, starting to raise their game up just a little bit. Shot by Alan Carr on Hugo. He knocked it down, sent around again in front, a little high, and another one, and this time a goal. And quickly, Manny Lira. And this Omaha team responds. Time of the goal, 6:21 of the second. A lot of traffic down there in front. Hugo couldn't get the hands on it. But you definitely see a small shift in this game as the Heat held a lot of the possession early on and get that 1 goal, and all of a sudden Omaha gets a little more confidence out there as we get a foul at midfield. That's going to go against Montreal. We're going to get a encroachment warning, delay warning there against Montreal. Here's Thiago. Wow, just getting pulled from behind twice by Montreal. Coming down that left side. Restart coming up for the Heat. 4-2 Harrisburg, 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pro Indoor Soccer, MASL2, semifinal here in Nebraska. Thiago plays it opposite side. Raley's shot blocked by Alan Carr and out of play. Restart coming up again for Harrisburg. But we're at the midway point of the quarter. So we're going to step out. Our score, Harrisburg 4, Omaha 2. This is the MASL2 semifinals. Well, one of the teams out here in this division, team that old-time Heat fans will remember, and in the MISL back in the day, the Wichita Wings. They play in the MASL2 for folks who miss them. Restart here for the Harrisburg Heat. Thiago, shot, goes wide. Comes around to Felipe at the left point. Back out to Malcolm Harris. Panton moves in, left side, shot. Gets deflected back out front. Here comes Omaha the other way with Cerulli. Crosses left side, shot just high and wide. Oh, they had an open Ariano. And he couldn't finish it. He lucked out in that one. Hugo's going to bring it back out. Long pass all the way down into the right corner. Ganga gets it back. The keeper for Omaha. Plays it out to the near side. Gayoto. Make that Pantuza. Soto, long pass down. Knocked the other way by Harris. Fuentes playing in. Ganga comes out to the line and knocks it the other way. Zuckweiler plays it to the far side, and here comes Pantuza again. Intercepted by Harris of the Heat. In his own end, he'll send it up the middle and knock back the other way by Gayoto. Both teams just knocking it back and forth different directions, but the Heat with a 4-2 lead. Look at the foul whistled against the Heat. Even though it didn't look like Zuckweiler had it. Frank Olar like holding his hand up like, hey, why'd you call that on me? Restart for Omaha. Left side shot up and out of play. So it'll be a goal kick for the Harrisburg Heat. And Tuza and Lira getting Omaha back into this game. Ball sent down into the corner. Bruno Enrique can't possess. Panton steals it away, then it's cleared back out and out of play. The Heat want it at the top of the arc, they're not going to get it. That'll be a kick in from midfield. Even Hugo's making the argument. Not with that type of a kick-out deflection. Raley getting it up for Bruno in the left corner. Panton comes over and helps out. Kings trying to clear it out. Raley keeps it in. Headed by Thiago. Ganga trying to get to it. Still loose on the far side. Deflects all the way over to Thiago. Here's Osuji's kick. That's blocked. Kings with it again on the back line. Valenzuela. Slide tackle there by Osuji. Comes up with it is Bruno. Far post Osuji, but he pops it out of play. Good hustle, Danny Osuji. Bruno played it nicely. Just couldn't get that open spot into the net. Ganga to restart. He'll dump it all the way down toward the corner. Still loose there, and Jeremy Raley will use a head ball, and Fuentes will clear it back the other way. 5 minutes to go here in the second. We'll talk to Carl Delmont, owner of the Heat. coming up at halftime. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them up there on the YouTube stream of comments and questions, and I'll try to get it to them. Hugo trying to clear it out and goes down and is hurting, but they're letting play continue. Omaha has an open net. Hugo hobbles up, but appears to be injured on the right inside, outside of his knee or leg, and now they blow the whistle. Hugo Silva down right now with an injury. The Heat's backup keeper is here. That's Henry Ortiz Miller. Let's see how bad this injury is to Hugo. He was holding that outside of the right knee and leg. Still feeling it, unless he's cramping up on the calf right now. I think he wanted a call on that too and didn't get it. It's almost like no one's even going to check on him now. He just tells everyone to leave him alone, and he's going to fight off the pain on his own and hopefully be okay. But Miller is on the bench, ready to come in if needed. Hugo Silva, the tough Brazilian. Played in Harrisburg, played down for the Florida Tropics. Came back last season to Harrisburg. They're just waiting on all that immigration paperwork and stuff to get done. He's up, he's trying to walk it off, stretch it out. The trainer came out and Hugo said, I didn't ask for a trainer. I'm not going out of this game. I didn't ask for a trainer. But I believe that Miller will check in briefly. Let's see. So Hugo's going out. There you go. And Henry Ortiz Miller checks in net for the Heat. Ortiz Miller has seen some good action this season for the Harrisburg Heat. He's played in 5 games. He's 1-0. 3.00 goals against average. He's given up 8 goals in those 5 appearances. So we'll see how long he stays in, how long Hugo stays out. The Heat start burning up the score more. He might just let him stay in there and save himself for tomorrow. It's 4-2 right now. Harrisburg leading Omaha. Here's Thiago, left corner, tries centering, it's blocked, sends it out front. A little volley shot there by Oscar goes up and out of play. Four to 2 in favor of the Heat in the semifinals. Winner of this game gets Iowa tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern. Ganga. They'll chip it out of midfield. And Oscar on the near side, or check that Olar, Frank Olar, knocking it out of play. He'd have had some excellent success with these young players today, or rather this season. Loose ball there, right side, open shot. Oh, man, he wants it back, doesn't he? Morgan Penn had the opening there on that right side, but popped it up high and wide. Couldn't get over the ball. It'll be a goal kick for the Heat. Restart here for Miller. He'll fire it down for Vinny Dantas. Olar back in midfield, Osuji. Jeremy Raley. Miller running it out of traffic, but his pass is blocked. Osuji comes up with it after a little bump at midfield. He was one-on-one out there with Monreal and knocked him down. And Manny didn't like that. Head coach and owner here in Omaha. He and his wife do a great job at keeping this franchise going, and they deserve a lot more support from the Omaha folks out here, both the men's and women's soccer. Along the near side, here comes Gayoto. Ball goes down around the boards. Miller will pick it up. A rolled far side. Ortiz up along the boards to Panton. Luckily, Miller has gotten a lot of playing time this season. Omaha trying to get free. Raley there, able to poke it away from Lira. And we get the foul on the Heat. 2:39 to go in the second. 4-2 Harrisburg. Those of you on 91.1 FM, this game is on the MASL2 website via YouTube and Go Live Sports. You can get it from there. Get the link from the Harrisburg Heat website. Or look it up on YouTube. It's MASL2 playoffs, semifinals. That's what you're looking for if you want to watch and listen. Those of you listening, 91.1 FM, and those of you who might not be having good luck with the video feed, you can always listen online to WMSSFM.com. We've got a mistake by Miller and Osuji in the back, and the ball stolen by Manny Lira. It's a one-goal game. Time of the goal, 12:27. Manny Lira, second of the game for him. And Osuji in the back there with the keeper. Henry Ortiz Miller having some problems and not able to get it out. And Omaha has run up 3 goals here in the second. Now we've got a Kings player down with an injury. A lot of barking going on from the Heat bench, which is on the near side. And they're calling it a dive was taken. And see which player that is here for Omaha. But they'll check them out. Getting scrappy here with Omaha coming back, making it a 4-3 game. John Wilsbach with you in Omaha, Nebraska. And Tuza's up, appears to be okay. So let's rehash what's going on here. The Heat get 2 goals from Oscar Barrientos, lead 2-0. They get one from Rashawn Panton, lead 3-0. Early in the second, they get one from Thiago. Makes it 4-0 in favor of the Heat. And a couple minutes after that Thiago goal, Pantuza gets one. All of a sudden, you could see a little bit of life to this Omaha team. Made it 4-1. And then you've got Manny Lira Makes it 4-2, and then a big miscue after Hugo leaves the game temporarily. He is now going back in net for the Harrisburg Heat. And another goal there by Lyra made it 4-3, but Hugo is back. The player coach for the Heat. All sent up the near side. We've seen this Harrisburg Heat team, as much as they have scored a lot of goals and have played fine in the first half, many games. Some of those tight games, it was the second half, just like we saw Iowa earlier. Second half really turning it on. This will be a kick in coming up here at the top of the arc. Omaha wants to restart things. .207 to go in the second. We will get a delay of game encroachment warning here against the Heat on this restart. It'll be Cerulli restarting from the top, and now he'll call his timeout. All right, that'll give us a little bit of a breather. We'll take a little timeout as well for a minute and be back with more semifinals MASL2 soccer. So a restart coming up. We're glad to have you along here on YouTube. Also on 91.1 FM. Aaron Cole, our studio producer from there tonight. Jesse's running the controls here at our television portion of the broadcast. We've got a 4-3 game heading into halftime almost. Omaha would love to do nothing more than tie it up right here on a restart. All right, here we go. Cerulli plays it left side and still loose down in front. And Hugo had to make a save. Rayleigh was down there trying to clear it out. Ball was bouncing around like a pinball machine. And the Heat will play it back out. Thiago. Felipe. Hugo up the middle, Panton. Felipe trying to get it out. Kept alive by Lyra. Lyra again on it. Faking, working, playing it to the middle. And Hugo able to grab on. Long distribution down Thiago, but a flying mid-air head ball by Ganga, so dangerous. Ball sent back down into the corner now. Harris comes up with it for the Heat. He's getting tripped up and wiped out, and there's the blue card. Yeah, that was a pretty bad wipeout. Harris just gets totally clipped out of nowhere. Two minutes there on Mejia. And the Heat will get a power play that may carry over into the second half. There's only 1:20 remaining here in the second. It's a 4-3 game, Harrisburg. So the man advantage coming up for the Heat. This season unofficially because the stats weren't completely correct this season. 57% on the power play. And unofficially, Omaha is said to kill off 72% of the penalties. We'll see. Here come the Heat with Harris, Thiago, Dantas, Bruno, and Oscar. Dantas on the left side. He was quite vocal in that last time out in the huddle. Harris, Dantas, now back to Harris for the Heat. Just outside the line. Harris, left side. Bruno. Back for Harris, over to Thiago at the right point. Oscar back out for Harris. Harris again. Bruno, shot, save Gangas. Ball cleared back out of midfield. Harris with a head ball. They'll get it back. Good hustle there by Gayoto, trying to keep that ball out. 28 seconds to go here in the second. 1:05 on the power play. Shot by Dantas is blocked. Brought back out of midfield. Hugo comes up with it. Hugo got caught on one of those a couple weeks ago in a home game, being out of position. Here comes Oscar. Out front, Thiago. He shoots and scores. Top center point, Thiago. Second goal of the game. A power play goal, and the Heat lead at 5-3. With 3 seconds to go in the half. Time of the goal, 14:57. That ball came right out to Thiago. Just inside the line, center point. He finds the upper right corner for the goal. Thiago makes it a 5-3 lead for the Heat as we head into halftime. Carl Delmont, the owner of the Heat, will be our halftime guest. So stick around for that. Take a little bit of a break here, give him time to make his way up to the very top here in floor level 4 at Baxter Arena in Omaha, Nebraska. Our score at half, Harrisburg 5, Omaha 3. Stick around. The halftime shows coming up. This is MASL Soccer, MASL2 Soccer. And we are back. Omaha, Nebraska. John Wilsbach with you here at halftime. The MASL2 semifinals, game 1 today. Iowa knocked off Oklahoma City and the Certified Lions by an 8-5 score. We are at halftime here of the other semifinal with the Harrisburg Heat leading Omaha 5-3. And we did have some questions earlier on the YouTube feed about seeing the actual rosters, and you can see them if you go to the MASL2 website, click on the game, and then you can just click on game sheet. You can find that actual roster of both teams on the game sheet, so check that out if you're interested in that. And making his way up here to the 4th floor of Baxter Arena, the owner of the Harrisburg Heat, Carl Delmont. Carl, glad you can make the trip up.
No problem.
Well, first half, a little scrappy out there, and it looked for a second like it was going to be another one of those Harrisburg Heat runaways, but turned out not to be.
Yeah, it's the playoffs, right? Every team deserves to be here. Every team's good, and Omaha is showing that. I mean, they're doing a good job, and I think they're pretty happy going to the locker room, getting 3 goals against us. I think for us, though, it's we got to get back to like the first 15, maybe 12 minutes of the first half when we controlled the pace. We create a lot of opportunities. I think we got to finish those opportunities, but I think we have to get back to playing possession, stop those unforced errors, and really dictate the pace of the game, our level, right? And I think if we do that, we're going to be in great shape. But when we panic a little bit, make some silly mistakes, give up some, free kicks in dangerous spots, it's never a good thing.
Well, we have some questions on our YouTube listeners, viewers out there. And, of course, you and I have talked about this on some of the past Harrisburg Heat broadcasts at home. But one of the big questions asked here, will the Heat play again at Hershey Park Arena next season?
I mean, we want to.
Yeah.
Fortunately, my last name's not Hershey, so I don't have a lot to say there. But, we're hopeful. I mean, we're getting very positive feedback, and, it's going to be a question of can we get the dates. This year, they were gracious enough to give us the dates so we could play M2, but, 2 of our 3 weekends were over spring break, and one of them was Easter. So, it's a little tough to draw, but we're hopeful now that, they see that we bring in crowds, that they're getting parking money, concession money, and that, like I said, the people that work there are telling us they love it. They're buying our jerseys and T-shirts for the kids and grandkids. I mean, I'm very optimistic, but, until we have a signed contract, I'm just going to keep saying.
How far away are the meetings with them again on this?
We have a call this week coming up.
Yep.
They told us get through the playoffs, hopefully win it, and then, we'll set up a time. I know we had an M1 meeting a week and a half ago, and there's a meeting, an owners meeting in Baltimore. I believe it's May 9th, and they're hoping that everyone can submit dates by then. I think it might be a bit optimistic because last year there were 3 teams that in September didn't have dates, but hopefully we can make that work.
Always has been that way. And, of course, the related question, and that all goes back to dates, someone asking about will you go back to the M1 or stay in the M2?
Look, if I had a magic wand, I'd do both.
Yeah.
But right now the goal is to get back into M1. It's just going to depend on the dates. I think, we talked about this at lunch today, John. I feel like the setup crew we have now has figured it out. They could get the field down in about 4 hours and tear it up at about 2. So we're hoping that, if there's some dates that maybe the hockey teams at Hershey are away because there's Saturday available or Sunday available versus the whole weekend, maybe we can get in there and get those extra dates. And so, there's just some optimism there as well.
And I'm sure the folks up in the M1 miss you. The Baltimores and Kansas Cities and St. Louis's and so on. But then again, now you've got Allentown coming in next season in M1.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, is this bad for the Heat?" I'm like, "No, it's absolutely great for the Heat. One, it's a great travel partner. It's 90-minute ride.
Right.
But what I love about it is the obvious. You have Utica has a great partnership with an AHL franchise. Now you have an AHL franchise, most considered one of the nicest arenas in all of AHL, with a very substantial ownership group that want to start from scratch. And actually, I talked to the two brothers that own it the other day. We talked for about 40 minutes and just gave them some tips, and we're going back and forth some things. We're sharing some stuff. I even told them a couple of our sponsors might be interested in talking to them. So I think that collegiality is a great thing. But now you have two AHL teams that have a successful blueprint. Maybe that's something that in the near future Hershey may want to talk to us about. Like, hey, look, there's just another avenue here that you can have that arena filled, on those off dates.
There was some talk here, especially with the playoffs and your close association over the years with Ed Hale and the Baltimore Blast. Possible chances in the future of double teaming a Blast game and a Heat game back to back at one particular site.
Yeah, it's funny. You see on Facebook, and all these people think they know what's going behind the scenes, and they're like, "Oh, Ed Hale, why doesn't he have dates? What's wrong with him? They're blaming the loss in the playoffs because they didn't get to play at home. Ed wants to play at home. It's just that that arena is college is first. So
Right.
if there's basketball, if there's gymnastics, there's all kinds of other things. The Blast are not the primary tenant, and that's the thing with a lot of these franchises. We're not the primary tenant. Like even Phil, who built his own arena, it's a business. So if the G League comes in or Monster Truck comes in and throws crazy money, he's going to take that and he's going to find another date for his team. So I mean, it's you look at this arena, like just a segue out of that.
Right.
This place is fantastic.
Beautiful.
This may be the nicest indoor soccer arena I've been in, and I've been in a lot of nice ones. I am blown away. Even when I'm walking underneath, where like most people aren't allowed, I'm like, oh my God, this place is clean, neat, organized. It's
Sure is.
really, really nice.
Yeah, and Manny, we had Manny on in our first broadcast tonight, and he was on the owner of the Omaha Kings at halftime and talked about his struggles, in dealing with getting that community to jump on board, get the fans in. And of course, that couldn't have been easy this year, going from Harrisburg to Hershey, and so late in the season, or normally what would be considered late in the season.
Yep.
A lot of folks didn't know about it.
Yeah, we had a short, condensed window to get everything out there, but we loved it. Feedback from fans, from other teams, from the refs, everyone just thought it was amazing. And the first, we talked about this too, the first setup, I called some owners that have ice rinks and they gave me all the advice, but they all forgot to tell me, 20 years ago, their first time, when you take that turf out and it's rolled up for 8 months and you roll it back down, that ice freezes every imperfection. And after a couple days, I went up there and we talked and we figured some things out, and it ended up being nice.
Yeah.
But the second setup was beautiful.
Right.
I mean, Kevin and Pat Healy were at the game, and they were telling me, like, that field, like, there's not a single bad bounce or anything. I'm like, I said, guys, this is as flat as I've ever seen it. It's really, really nice. So, again, going back to what I said earlier, the fact that they can get this set up and tear down pretty quickly, I think that bodes well for us because, maybe we can leverage that with Hershey. Like, hey, you got this one Sunday. Hey, you got this one Saturday. If the Cubs finish at 2, maybe we get in, set the field up, play on Sunday, and tear down Sunday. One-offs are not ideal, but in some ways they are because doubleheaders or back-to-back games sometimes are a little tougher to sell because people usually just pick one. But that's the it's the trials of ownership, right?
That's right.
You take whatever dates they give you and you try to make lemonade out of lemons.
Well, before I let you go, what's our time frame that the fans can expect a decision by the end of May, would you say, is possible? Or
I mean, look, I know I want to know, but I'd just be guessing. It's all speculation right now. Hershey Park just opened. The Bears are in season. And, the way it works is if the Bears are playing, nothing can happen in the arena we're in. So you could have empty weekends. But if the Bears are playing the Giant Center, then the only thing happen there. So that also eliminates some dates, which maybe that could change. But right now, that's sort of their mantra.
Yeah.
But look, as soon as we possibly can, because we would love to get some clarification on this, so we can turn around and start talking to sponsors, talking to groups. We have a lot of groups that we talked to this year that it was just, as you said, just a little bit too short a notice, but have already committed for next year. And some of them are talking like, 500, 600, 700 people coming.
Good.
So, we're really, really optimistic and excited about the future. But right now, the task at hand is to not only win this game, but, hopefully win this game. And then if we do, go win tomorrow.
All right. Well, we appreciate you stopping up sharing some info with our fans. With you, glad to have you along on MASL2 Semifinals. Iowa knocked off Oklahoma City earlier, 8-5. The Certified Lions gave a good fight, but Iowa turned it up in the second half. And Iowa will go to the finals tomorrow against either Harrisburg or Omaha. The Heat heading into this second half with a 5-3 lead. Just underway in the second half. Harrisburg's going left to right. Hugo in net. He appears to be okay from getting banged up earlier in the first half. Omaha with it at midfield. Here's Chiago with it. He goes down. Back the other way comes Lira. Jeremy Raleigh on him, and RJ Fuentes comes away with it. He'll slow it up with Osuji. Back for Felipe. Five to 3 in favor of the Harrisburg Heat. Ganga, the keeper. Now it's Hugo. Onto the near side, Chiago. Felipe will leave it now for Harris on the near side. Ball played down the corner. Oscar trying to get to it. Ganga comes up with it. Ball sent across the front. Hugo knocks it in the air. Harris trying to get to it, but the Kings get it back again. Valenzuela. Trying to make a couple contacts from up here in the press box to our friends handling the YouTube feed, since you folks are getting upset, and we're getting just as upset when we see these commercials pop on right in the middle of broadcast and missing some goals. Shouldn't be happening. So hopefully the folks at Go Live will take care of that for us here in the second half, and we won't have as many misses because of commercials popping on out of nowhere. That should not be happening. Ganga's going to clear it up the far boards. Malcolm Harris back on it. Omaha keeping a lot of pressure on. Harris for the Harrisburg Heat. Bruno battling along the far boards. Back in midfield, Felipe. Here's Bruno again. This time they'll call the foul. So the restart coming up. Ball chipped to the opposite side. All the way back to Hugo. Chips it to the opposite side. Ganga comes out near side, but on the far side it was a delay foul as Thiago got knocked down. All right, Thiago getting it up for Bruno. He'll work across the line. Now a little give and go with Fuentes. His pass blocked. Felipe sends it over to Thiago on the far side. He's got Soto on his back. Then Thiago gets knocked in the face going for the ball. Only a foul on Lira. And now we're going to get a bench warning against Omaha. Thiago, the MVP of the MASL2 this season. Restart coming up here for the Harrisburg Heat. It'll either be Vinny Dantas or Thiago. Dantas plays it back for Thiago. He'll move across the line. Good physical play there by Bobby Jaffrey. Thiago comes up with it again, knocking it forward. Dantas getting pulled from behind by Soto. Another foul whistled, free kick coming up for the Heat. A lot of clutching and grabbing going on by this Omaha team. Restart for the Heat. Thiago steps out. Dantas, he shoots and scores. Vinny Dantas, bottom right corner. And the Heat take a 6-3 lead. Time of the goal, 5:04. Vinny Dantas with the goal. That's his first goal of the game. 8th this season. 6-3 our score. Nice strike there by Vinny, keeping it low. Finding that bottom left. Midfield, another foul on Omaha. They don't like that. Restart coming up for Harrisburg. Down the right side, Danny Osuji. He's now double teamed. Plays it back out for Thiago. Over to Harris on the opposite side. Malcolm Harris. Poked away. Now gets the pressure. Trying to get rid of it as he works against Zuckweiler. And here comes Penn moving down into the Heat zone. Osuji goes down. They let him play. And now we get the whistle as Osuji has a couple words with Morgan Penn and walks away. Restart coming up for Omaha. They will do it from the left wing. Very low shooting game thus far as the ball's played over to the right side. A little side swipe goes out of play. At this point, the Heat according to the statisticians, has been outshot in this game 10-9. Yet the Heat lead it 6-3. Omaha's field. They're playing tight. Here's the Heat posting up. Bruno. Shot gets deflected out of play off of Omaha. It'll be a corner kick coming up for the Heat. 8:29 to go in the third. 6-3 Harrisburg. Tomorrow's championship game, 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. Right back here at MASL2 and YouTube. Restart, comes out, Thiago moves right, shot just wide. He had Bruno on that far post, but just had it a little bit to the outside of him. Thiago trying to break it up. Ariano comes up with it. Thiago, not afraid to get his hands dirty. He'll jump into that pile and win that ball out. Jeremy Raley up for Thiago. He'll work to the left side, blows past Alan Carr. Moves over to the left, has it poked away. Comes back out to Jeremy Raley of the Heat. Felipe center circle, near side to Panton. Raley up the middle. Poked all the way down to Hugo, the keeper for the Heat. Hugo with it, he'll play it out to the near side. Here comes Vinny Dantas. Down the right side, shot just saved by the keeper, Ganga. Just got the foot on, deflected it wide, but the Heat come back up with it again. Danny Osuji out of midfield to Harris. Olar. Dantas can't maintain, but it comes out to Fuentes. Shot it a little bit high. Back out of midfield, Olar comes up with it and sends it back to Hugo. Hugo brings it outside the line, sends it down for Vinny Dantas, takes it down to the right corner, holds, brings it out to the wing, sends it out of midfield. Heat with a 6-3 lead, 6:48 to go in the third. Dantas back for Thiago, to his left, to the right side, Fuentes can't get to it, still loose, and Gangas twice getting his foot knocked around down there, trying to make the foot save as the ball is cleared all the way back down to the other end. Omaha changing up. Harris goes back for it. Little pressure and near side, Jeremy Raley with it. Now Angel Chavez sends it down to the right corner. Gango on it there, sends it back out. Here's Felipe for the Heat. Chavez, far side. Angel Chavez getting past Monreal, takes it to the corner. He tries to center it, but Gango right there, flying out and grabbing. Another steal by the Heat. Here's Chavez to the right side. Dantas, shot. Ganga got a hand on it, went across the crossbar and comes back out. Penn loses it at midfield for Omaha, and again the Heat with possession. Dantas brings it back towards his own end. Felipe will play it to the near side. Oscar Barrientos. He scored the first 2 goals for the Heat. Oscar with it at the right. All the way back for Osuji. Harris dumping it down for Oscar. Right side, Oscar. Leaving it. Panton, shot blocked. Panton gets it back in the right corner. Brings it out to the right wing. Gives it to Harris, top right side of the box. Chips it to the right, but it gets headed back out. Panton trying to come back up with it. Ball comes all the way out of midfield. Thiago knocks it the other way. Here's Zuckweiler. Getting it up to Valenzuela. To the left. Comes out and Valenzuela fans on it. Had a great opportunity there as Gayoto played it over to him. Harris knocking it out dangerously for Panton. Has to play it out of midfield. 4:13 to go in the third. 6-3 Heat. Foul whistled against Harrisburg. Free kick coming up for Omaha right in front of the Heat bench. Mentioned it earlier, very weird field setup because one team's on one side of the field, one's on the other. Usually they're next to each other, just separated with the penalty boxes and the official scorekeeper's table and things like that. At the Hershey Arena, got the official timekeepers on the opposite side. But again, both teams are on their own side together. Here's Omaha again, down the right corner. Cerulli in front wide. Trying to run it down again. Mejia can't control. Lug out. Bruno Enrique comes up with it. They get it down for Thiago. Busted up there by Lira. Bruno gets it back, and then Thiago gets thrown down. It'll be a free kick coming up for the Harrisburg Heat. And now we're going to get the yellow card against the Omaha bench. They were warned earlier about misconduct. And now they will get one for yapping too much after the whistle blows. So a free kick coming up here for Harrisburg. Thiago, left side, out front. Oscar's shot is blocked. Near side, Bruno gets it out front. His kick is blocked. And now we're going to get the foul whistled against the Heat. Restart coming up. Sent down to the left side. Hugo keeping it along the boards. Bruno comes up with it. Angel Chavez along the near side midfield for the Heat. 6-3 Heat lead it. Trying to keep possession, but Chavez is going to get called for the foul. Quickly they'll play Omaha over to Allen Carr and Bruno. Check that. Hugo will grab on. Hugo's going to toss it down the middle of the field. Omaha a little slow getting out of the back. Over to the left side, and shot there blocked. Here's the Heat getting a pushing foul as Thomas Hogue in the game, seeing some action. Told you that Andrew Weivel, unable to play. He's still banged up. Made the trip, though. Midfield. Omaha with it. Back to the keeper, Genghis. Shot just wide left. Fuentes trying to get to it, comes right back out near the top. Little half volley goes up and out of play. We've got the mid-quarter timeout, even though it's late in the third. It's Harrisburg 6, Omaha 3. Back in a minute. This is MASL 2 semifinals. Glad to have you along. Baxter Arena, Omaha, Nebraska. A little chilly this morning, got 39 out here. Kind of warmed up as the day went on. Supposed to get a little warmer tomorrow. Some crazy fans out here for Omaha. Making a little noise, trying to keep their team in this. Harrisburg leading 6-3. Iowa and the Demon Hawks won earlier against Oklahoma City and the Certified Lions by an 8-5 score. This one 6-3 Heat. Got out to a 4-0 lead in this, where Omaha came back to make it a 4-3, and then the Heat have gotten the last 2 goals. Tomorrow's the championship game of M2. Ball chipped up the middle of the field. We'll be back on tomorrow with the Heat. They're in the finals on 91.1 FM. Thanks to our Aaron Cole working the controls there tonight. Here's Osuji around the boards, but nobody home in front. Chiago with it in the neutral. Trying to work it back in. Tapped it behind Oscar and then went down, but no foul whistled. Ball comes all the way back for Hugo. He'll tap it near side for Panton. Rashawn will send it all the way down for Oscar. Oscar trying to get it back, but Cerulli has it for the Kings. Plays out of midfield. Danny Osuji all the way back to Hugo. Hugo's going to get a 3-line violation. Popped that one way too hard. Over all 3 lines, so a restart coming up for Omaha at center point. Ali Sodol to restart. He'll try shooting down the middle, but that 2-man wall of Dantas and Chiago held firm. It's still punishing when you take that shot. Look at this Genghis all the way up across midfield. Moving in the top of the box, shot wide. Nobody picked up Manny Lira, just let him go. Sodol shot, hand save, Hugo. Knocks it to the near side. Chiago sends it up at midfield. Genghis trying to get to it against Vinny Donis. Donis gets a foot on it. He tickles the twine. Foot race there between the keeper and Vinny Donis, and Donis was able to get the foot on it first, and a perfect redirection of the ball scores for the Heat. Time of the goal, 14:56. 4 seconds remaining here in the third. And the second goal of the game for Vinny Dantas. And we have played 3 quarters. We head to the fourth. Harrisburg 7, Omaha 3. This is MASL2 Semifinals. Seven to 3, the Harrisburg Heat leading after 3 quarters of play. Teams are even at 12 shots apiece. Winner of this game gets Iowa tomorrow. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. If it's the Harrisburg Heat, you Heat fans, you got time to get airline tickets tonight. Fly out first thing in the morning. You could make it here. Sure. Either go through Chicago or head down through Charlotte to get here to Omaha. Make it in time. What the heck? Have some fun. Little road trip to Omaha, Nebraska. Do it tomorrow. The Heat are going from right to left. Omaha from left to right here to start this fourth quarter. Harrisburg leading 7 to 3. Harrisburg has been a dominating team in the fourth quarter for the most part this season. Panton with it right side. His shot gets partially blocked. Ball sent down the far side. Loose out front, a give and go, and what a rip there by Manny Lira. That's the hat trick for Manny. Wow, just powerful. Time of the goal, 44 seconds. Manny Lira pass to gets it back and just slams it top shelf. Keeps Omaha alive at 7 to 4. Thiago setting it up the middle. This game got started late. First game ended a little late, and so this one got started late. Here comes Omaha again down the right side. Goal! Brian Ariano. And when Omaha was down 4-0, they came back. Down here 7-3, they're coming back again. Time of the goal, 1 minute and 5 seconds. Ariano with the goal. It's only his third of the season. Makes it a 7-5 game. The Heat led this 4-0, and Pantuza scored to make it 4-1. All of a sudden, Omaha opened up its eyes and woke up. Lira got 2 goals there in the second, made it 4-3. Or Thiago put one in right before the half, made it 5-3 at halftime. Moved to the third, it was the Vinny Dantas show, making it 6-3 and 7-3. And now, here in the fourth, Manny Lira. Third goal of the game, 13th of the season. And now, Ariano. Brian Ariano makes it 7-5. This Kings team is not quitting. Loose ball in midfield, Jeremy Raley on it. All poked away in midfield. Hugo has it. Home crowd starting to get a little boisterous out here. Far side pass for Fuentes gets picked off. And back the other way comes Valenzuela. Stolen back by Osuji. He blocked off Valenzuela, but didn't go for the ball. Obstruction foul there. It'll be a free kick. Valenzuela out of midfield. Cerulli on to the near side. Mejia. The keeper has been changed. Interesting. Flores is now in as the keeper of this Omaha team. Efren Flores has a 5.23 goals against average this season. He has a 2-1 record, but played in 6 games. So Manny Leal, the coach of Omaha, trying to spark his team. He got some goals, new keeper out there. See if the Heat can exploit him. Thiago sends it around. Ball bounces to the near side. Here's Vinny Dantas. He's looking for a hat trick. Double team. Moves to his left. Pulls the trigger blocked. Soto trying to come up with it. Dantas sends it back for Felipe at midfield. Heat going right to left. Felipe. Dantas to the right side. Felipe again. Thiago. Dantas. Back for Thiago. As the ball cleared back out of midfield. And then kicked out of play in midfield by Jeremy Raley. 11:38 to go in the fourth. 7-5 Harrisburg. Restart coming up. On the back line, this one kicked out of play by Morgan Penn. Restart for the Heat in midfield. Frank Olar will do it. Over to Harris. Far side, Danny Osuji. Oscar with it. He goes down. They're going to call the holding foul on Gabriel Gallardo. Restart top right side of the arc for the Heat. Top right side of the box pretty much. Harris, Dantas blocked. That one goes out of play. Another kick in for the Heat. Heat with a 2-goal lead. Keeper change for Omaha. Well, the Heat at one point had to take Hugo out when he was banged up. Miller had given up a goal. Once again, Omaha kicking it out of play. Morgan Penn unable to keep it in play. Thiago sending it back behind him. Felipe will get it back to Hugo. Hugo long pass down for Oscar. Goes around the boards. Picked up by the keeper Flores. Out of midfield, Alencar losing it. Thiago comes up with it. Give this Omaha team some credit. They're playing tough. They have not quit. They've stayed in this game. Rayleigh moves in, left side, moves to the wing. Deep in the corner, off the boards, but nobody home off the carom. Felipe comes up to the wing, sends it around, and cleared back out again. Fuentes on it. Back for Thiago. Harris on the near side. Thiago. Thiago on its center circle, up the middle. Bruno. Knocks back out to Oscar. Make that Fuentes. Harris with it. Heat working clock. Trying to maintain good possession. Here's Osuji working in. Goes down, but no foul whistle. A lot of clutching and grabbing. Osuji comes back. Goes down again trying to get the ball. And finally gets the call. Omaha playing very physical. Restart here, Felipe. Down along the near side. Bruno Enrique moves to the middle. Gets free. Pulls that trigger. Bullseye! Bruno Enrique! What a blast there. You can see when he turned, made that move to the middle, and had some room to run. He was going to finish it. Time of the goal, 5:41 of the fourth. Bruno with the goal for the Harrisburg Heat. His 11th of the season, Bruno Enrique. Eight to 5 in favor of Harrisburg. Here comes the Heat. 2-on-none, right side. Chavez trying to pass it to the middle. He was looking for an open Hogue, but nice job there by the keeper Flores to block that off. 8-5 Harrisburg. Coming up on the midway point of the fourth. Hugo sends it back around the boards. Still loose. Hugo grabs on. A little collision with Lira. Now Hugo's going to fire it up the field. The pushing foul whistled against Jimenez. Soto comes up with it and cleared back the other way. Hugo will chip it back out to Osuji of the Heat. Midfield, here's Thiago, can't possess. Working it around Cerulli. Back to Flores, the keeper for Omaha. He'll toss it down the near side, trying to get it to Soto. Siddle sends it into the Heat zone. Harris for the Heat sends it back out. 8-5 Harrisburg. They hold on. They are in the championship game tomorrow. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. Foul whistled against Omaha. Ariano whistled. Free kick for the Heat in their own end. Now the official says, oh, I pointed the wrong way. They're giving it to Omaha. Hugo doesn't like that call. Midway through the fourth. Tomorrow night at halftime, we expect to have Chris Economides, the commissioner of MASL2, on with us. Alejandro Rios will probably be joining me again tomorrow night. There's a shot saved by Hugo. Pushes it to the side. And now we get the foul whistled a little late, but still called against Omaha. Again, they're playing a very physical game. And Chiago getting wiped out that time. Malcolm Harris to restart. He'll play it back to Hugo. He'll knock it out of midfield. Chiago on it. Spins it out at midfield. Now gets it back to Harris. Harris will chip it all the way up for Rashawn Panton's got room to run. He'll move in. Right side. His shot just wide left. Comes back out for Chiago. He's double teamed along the boards. One back by Omaha. Then Panton's going to be called for the pushing foul. It'll be Omaha's ball. All sent all the way up in midfield. Oscar Barrientos. He had 2 goals to start this game. Get the Heat rolling along the near side. Oscar sent the other way. Back for Hugo. Hugo with it. Lays up the far boards. Here's Felipe. Can't get it past the defender. Goes all the way back to Hugo. Hugo not sure where to go with it. Goes with Felipe. Now Jeremy Raley up the middle. Taps it down the right side. Bruno Enrique. Taps it back out for Frank Olar. Jeremy Raley. Now Felipe. Here's Fuentes, room to run again. He'll play it down to the top of the box. Bruno. Fuentes, shot, out of play. We'll step out. 5:48 to go in the fourth. 8-5 Harrisburg leading Omaha. This is MASL2 semifinals. Back in Omaha, Nebraska, John Wilsbach with you. Great to see some of you fans chatting along there on the forums, on the Go Live Sportscast. Sometimes it's a little tough for me to check that out. I know we had those earlier issues with a lot of commercials interrupting our broadcast. Hopefully tomorrow night we won't have any of that. Well, it's sixth attacker time. Sixth attacker time for Omaha. Trailing by 3 with 5:48 to go. The keepers have been pulled. Looks like they're going with Cerulli as a sixth attacker. Relo Cerulli. He'll get the pass to the far side from Alencar. Sent up the middle. Good chance here for the Heat with an open net at the other end. Felipe, though, trying to settle along the near side, double teamed. Now Bruno with it. He'll battle. Ball pops loose out of midfield. Malcolm Harris comes up for it. Meanwhile, Lira, who had the hat trick in this contest, he's just cherry picking out there for Omaha. Here's Vinny Dantas over on the right side. Valenzuela on his back. Out for Harris. Harris in midfield, far side. They'll work it around as Troche's out there now for the Heat. Down the corner, Dantas plays it to the left, but nice intercepted there by Alencar, keeping it away from Malcolm Harris. Cerulli plays it back out of midfield. Troche out there, going to call him for the foul. On Galodo, restart here. Keeper, Cerulli for Omaha. The Heat lead by 3. Lira plays it to the right side. Valenzuela, now to Sodal. Lira, center point, trying to move in. Knocked away. Heat only temporarily clear it. Cerulli came up with it again over to Sodal to the right side. Valenzuela, Sodal, and then Cerulli at midfield. 8-5 in favor of the Heat. Loose ball down the corner. Omaha trying to send it out front. Blocked by Harris there. Bruno trying to get it. Sent from the right side down into the corner and out of play. Be a kick in here for Omaha. Sodal brings it up the floor. 3:35 to play. Heat lead at 8-5. Onto the near side. Jimenez. Stolen away. Here comes Bruno stepping in. He shoots and scores. Bruno Enrique. At 11:40. A sixth attacker goal. His second goal of the fourth quarter. 12 on the season. It's 9-5 Harrisburg. And things are looking grim now for this Omaha team. .320 to play in the fourth. 9-5 Harrisburg, 2 goals. Oscar Barrientos, 2 goals. Vinny Dantas, 2 goals. Tiago, 2 goals for Bruno. And throwing a goal from Panton. That's where you get your Heat scoring in this one. Lira with 3 goals for Omaha. The Harrisburg Heat open it up. And the Heat looking to play Iowa Demon Hawks tomorrow in the championship. They will stay with the 6th attacker, these Omaha Kings. All played back in midfield and over to the far side. Cerulli to Penn. Penn on it again. Up along the near board, Sodal. Heat pushing up, a lot of pressure from Hogue and Panton. And Felipe, Troche, and Harris in the back. Going all defense here for the Heat. Against the 6th attacker. Heat lead at 9-5. 2:40 to go. Sodal at midfield. Plays it far side. Lira has it poked away, but Cerulli, that is, comes back up with it. Penn to the middle, and Harris right there pops it out from the middle of the box. So we get a restart coming up here for Omaha at the top of the arc. Omaha Kings down by 4. Restart. Cerulli, Sodal, shot it wide. Panton clears it with one hit. Will it make it down? It's getting there and saved at the last moment by Morgan Penn, who had to knock it up over the glass. And the Heat will get a corner kick coming up. So a restart here for Harrisburg. Damn. Dantas. His pass knocks right back over to the far side. Back the other way. A shot wide there, and Harris has to do a lot of clearing out on Zuckweiler. Loose in midfield. Look out. Thiago knocks it forward, but Penn gets back. Thiago and Penn battling. And the ball goes to the near side and cleared back out by Cerulli. The 6th attacker goes off of Omaha, out of play. Kick in for the Heat at midfield with 1:49 to go in the 4th. 9-5 Harrisburg. All played back to the keeper. That's Hugo. Scared us earlier in this game, and it looked like he may have gotten a serious injury, but came back in. Frank Olar trying to get control in the corner. And 3 Omaha guys there trying to get it off him. They finally do break it up, but Vinny Dantas now steps in. Keeps it alive. All tangled up down the left corner. Sodal trying to clear it. Now Fuentes, and finally poked out by Zuckweiler of Omaha. 1:10 to play in this game, and the Harrisburg Heat will be headed to the championship. Here's Vinny Dantas, midfield, trying to keep possession. Double teamed on the far boards, now loses it. Ball stays fair play. He trying to knock it around. Hugo comes up with it. He's going to fire it down the near side. Fuentes. The left corner. Taking his time. Working it through traffic. Letting that clock tick. Bruno with it. Back for Harris. Oscar Barrientos. Thiago. Bruno. Dantas. All 2 goals apiece in this contest for the Harrisburg Heat. All played down into the corner. Hugo tries getting there, but Harris knocks it back out of play. Over to the far side. In play, I should say. Sodal knocks it around. Few seconds to go. And the Harrisburg Heat will hold on and head to the MASL2 championship game tomorrow. 5 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Central. Shots were pretty much even in this game. Heading in late here at 15 apiece. Don't know how accurate that is, but Harrisburg comes away with a victory. And Hugo victorious in net It'll be the unbeaten Harrisburg Heat against the unbeaten Iowa Demon Hawks for the MASL2 championship tomorrow. We'll have it for you right here on MASL2 with the Go Live YouTube feed. We'll have it for you on 91.1 FM, Middletown, Harrisburg, Hershey. And we'll have it for you on the internet streaming at WMSSFM.com and the TuneIn app, where you can listen at WMSS. Thanks to Aaron Cole, our studio producer tonight. Thanks to Jesse and the crew here tonight at Baxter Arena. I'm John Wilsbach. Again, our final score, the Harrisburg Heat 9, Omaha Kings 5. It's Heat and Iowa tomorrow for the MASL2 championship. We've been watching it here on MASL2.